Okay, YouTube, what's up, bro? This is the time for a deep talk with Jensen.
Okay, so every single spiritual, religious figure you can think of, name of, are all allegories and metaphors for some kind of human experience, which is why I think religion is closely personable with people, because they can relate to it. But a lot of people have problems with, if I don't see it, I don't believe it. So, and the fact that it has a name and a face, they can identify something with it. But every god has a specific, like, you know how the god of tricks, or the god of the thunder, god of lightning, they need to identify a human element to it.
Well, so, that much is true, and it's also, like, each being, like, has its own, like, lessons to teach. So, like, spiritually, like, every single god or goddess or anything like that is, like, also has its own wisdom to it, because, like, a being or someone who resembled those traits, like, lived that life, and people have, like, applied energy to it, like, throughout time. So it's, like, certain people, like, for example, we were just talking about, you have, like, the symbol of sulfur in your arm. So some people are like, oh, it's the devil, blah, blah. But also, like, if you look at that objectively, as a story of, like, a higher being that fell from a realm to a lower state, it's like your mental, like, when you're on top of the world versus when you fall and then you're at the bottom. It's like your mental headspace. It's like your energy. It's like you.
So, like, a controversial opinion that a lot of people have is, I think, personally, that Satan deserved better.
Crickets, bro.
So,
keep going. Let's dive into that. You want to explain that one?
Am I going left or right?
Go left.
Okay. So Satan deserved better because he said things that were true. He said that humans were infallible and they're prone to make mistakes, and the humans are not perfect. And God didn't like that. God did not like that that Satan was condemning human beings by saying that they're infallible and they're flawed. Because God created people in His perfect image. Have you met the people that are on this planet right now?
The perfect ones, right?
Have you met the perfect ones? I don't see any perfect ones. I see pedophiles, monsters, and people that are killing each other. So that's a perfect image, huh? Interesting how that works. And Satan is the one that calls them out on their shit. But yet we want to turn it around and say Satan's the bad person.
Okay, so let's say objectively, right? As someone that believes in, like, the light
left,
and, like,
left,
God,
left,
go left
right,
here.
Straight.
Someone that believes in, like, God and the light and stuff, and not necessarily the Christian God, but more so,
because
like,
you
a
know
source.
what Lucifer means, right?
Go ahead.
Lucifer means light bringer.
bringer. Right. Okay.
Interesting how that works.
So as someone that, like, believes objectively in, like, the source being God, like, sort of like the force, like a being that is all beings, what would you say about people that say, like, they use that name that you used, like, for hate, or people that, like, worship darkness? You don't support those people, right?
People that use things for hate?
Yeah, well, they use that name specifically, and they do, like, evil deeds.
That's the same way about how I don't like the way white supremacists use Norse mythology, and I didn't like how Adolf Hitler, for example, used a lot of Germanic symbols and shit.
He's always with the Hitler shit.
He used Germanic symbols to fucking provide his hate.
Okay, so
I don't like the fact that he did that.
So you don't support
and the fact
hate.
that he bastardized the Buddhist symbol. Remember, the swastika was a Buddhist symbol.
Oh, we missed the turn. My bad.
You fucking bitch.
It's right there. It's that with the red roof. Okay, so he doesn't support the hate. He just believes objectively or subjectively rather. And on the same note, right?
I'm going to Frederick.
Yeah, it's chill. So on the same note, right? It goes both ways, because not just like Satanists, but also Christians. A lot of blood has been spilled in the name of the cross, right? Mm-hmm. So for a lot of people that are maybe believe in paganism or, like, witchcraft or spirituality in that sense, they don't necessarily want to ever support the church, because to them that's a symbol of hate too. So it goes both ways. It's a double standard, right?
Have you ever met anybody or know any historical context of any kind of wars that have ever happened in the name of Satan? Is there any holy war you can think of that were like, I'm fighting in the name of Satan? Has that ever happened?
Whoa.
I don't think so. Every fucking war was ever fought in the Middle East and everything, and every religious war was always over Christianity or an Abrahamic religion. Every fucking time.
See, now that's food for thought, right? It's a good point, and it's, like, kind of an infallible point. But I don't necessarily support the name because the name is attached to a lot of hate and darkness.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But
so if I parade you around and say, "Oh, you are filled with hate," and then just advertise it around all the time, people are just going to start thinking that it's hate. It's full of hate, which is why the same reason why people don't like. Which is why a lot of Christians are related with the idea that gays are bad, because they're constantly told it over and over. So I use this argument a lot. If I hung out with you every day and told you the sky was blue, or no, like the sky was green, you start believing the sky was green because I told you it every single fucking day. It's called indoctrination.
On the same note, while we're ripping on that, I want to say like the whole you don't go to heaven if you don't know Christ and all that thing. I do not believe in any sense of the matter. So imagine if a man lived in the rainforest his whole life. Every day he got up and the sun would rise. He never raped, never stole, never killed anyone. But to him, he never knew a cross or a church, so he'd pray to the sun. He was loving and caring and kind. When he died, would he not go to heaven?
So my brother is now into Christianity, which is weird to me.
He is named Michael.
Makes sense. But regardless, I was talking to my dad at the dinner table. My dad was telling me about how I'm not going to go to heaven because I don't believe in him. And he might condemn you and you might be sent to hell. I'm like, oh, so I'm sent to hell for not believing in him?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Simply on the merit of non-belief.
So I told him an argument that I use a lot of the time, but people don't seem to give me a good enough answer. Is so if I've raped somebody and pillaged somebody and murdered children, but as long as I confess to God, I'm good and go to heaven. What the fuck bullshit is that? That means I can live the most terrible life of all time, but as long as I confess, that's all fine with God. That's not how that works. You get a choice. No one just falls and slips and saying, "Oh my God, I killed somebody." Like, no, you choose to do that. Pedophiles are not just, they want to make a choice to do it. No, they're choosing to do that. You don't just slip and fall into that situation. They're choosing to do those situations. And you're telling me that I'm just as bad as he is because I don't believe in him? No. Get the fuck out of here with that.
See, so that's why I believe more in like the karmic sort of thing. So like, especially in Buddhist traditions, like you get what you pay for, you get what you give, right? So like when you do something bad, usually something bad happens. When you do something good, usually something good happens. But it's black and white, right? But it's actually not. It's gray. Well, so everyone wants to know what the right way is and what the right path is. But humans don't exist directly in one good path or one bad path. We exist right in the middle. We're neutral. We're gray. We do good and bad things. Bad people do good things sometimes. Good people do bad things sometimes. So it's like finding the balance of like, if you got your soul weighed upon the scales against the feather. It's like your deeds really represent who you are. So like Marcus Aurelius, live a good life. For if there are gods and they are just, they will welcome you based on the merits you have lived by. If there are no gods, then you will be gone, but will have lived on in the memories of your friends and family based on how you lived. If there are gods but they are not just, you should not wish to worship them anyways. Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, like I've said to you before, and I've said that we do not use religion as a moral compass. Because that's where religion... my full-on argument, 100% evidence is, I think religion was made, and now this might be turning into atheist territory, but I think a lot of spirituality and religion and any type of faith-based thing is all because of fear. It's all originating out of fear. Because people don't know what happens when they die. So, instead of thinking that your life means nothing, because at the end of the day you die, but I think there's something unified in that we all come out the same and we all die the same. There's nothing that takes me above you, and there's nothing that takes me below you.
And so that reminds me of something my little sister one time said. She said, like, children are pure, right? When you're born, you laugh, you cry, you smile, and you shit. You eat, and you drink. You're pure. But you learn everything else, including hate, including jealousy, including pain. You learn that throughout your life through your experiences. That's why some children can, like, contact other beings and all that stuff. Because, like, they're still pure. Like, the rest of it we learn in the shitty, mucky society and shitty, mucky days. So I agree with you 100% on that. Like, if you simply live religiously you should be all right. However, if you put that in front of your morality, then you're kind of letting you and the concepts down, like, entirely. There has to be a separation or a flow between the two, because you can't just preach. You have to, like, do.
Well, that's what the thing about applying the 12 steps, applying NA, applying AA, applying it. There's a difference between reading it and applying it. My thing is I think the fact that people make religion inclusive. You are not a Catholic. I don't fucking respect your opinion. You're a Baptist. I don't need to listen to you. Oh, you're a Muslim? You're fucking crazy. Like, automatically just wipes out the whole fucking argument and refuses to listen to people. Same way with politics too. The R and the L, like the R and the D. Republican, Democrat. People are not even looking at the Democrats or Republicans any more than just the letters next to their name. Oh, if I'm a Democrat, if I look and see an R next to their name, there's a bias that comes immediately with it, which is something that I need to work on. Same goes for the other side too. They just see a D and they're just like, okay, that means that their policies I don't agree with. I'm like, are you saying the entire organization does not agree with you? No. That's bullshit. In the same way about religion, I don't think that every single individual Christian is a bad person, but I think the people that use Christianity as
martyrdom,
as martyrdom or as a way to try to be shitty towards human beings is unacceptable behavior.
Okay, so I totally agree with that, and I agree with the whole.
Were you telling me to get off that
we can
exit?
take the next exit. It's fine. I agree with individuality. So it's like every group of people,
what do you have in mind?
No matter which, we'll walk around Frederick. No matter which group you're in, right? There's good and bad people. The next exit on the right. There's good and bad people, right? In every faith, every group, every individual. So instead of segregating us based upon our belief systems or our political views, people need to be meeting each other face to face with their opinions. That's the beauty of free speech. That's the beauty of freedom of religion, things our ancestors fought for. But when you segregate yourself down to a caste, we're not in a medieval state, a feudal state. We're not serfs and peasants and all that shit. We're in different groups that we believe in, but we shouldn't just be in those groups. We should also be standing on our own truths too.
Every religion, same with society, has these interweavings of hatred that comes with it.
And I'd like to refute you, but it's true.
I grew up learning from CCD in Catholic school that gays are bad, masturbating is a sin, lusting is a sin and you'll go to hell for that.
Dude, if masturbating is a sin, we're all going to hell.
Don't ever fucking don't fuck if you're not married. Celebrating working on the Sabbath is sinful.
I think that's right.
There's a lot of things that are the most hypocritical things about the behavior. But the reason why I am so advocating about religion and how poisonous it is because there's no systems that people are doing to fix it.
I agree. It just builds upon itself.
And I just read about, there's this Democrat named James Talarico. He's a Democrat out of Texas, and he's a Christian. And I like a lot of his ideas. And I saw a video of this Republican pastor, his same faith, same everything, telling him that he deserves to die because they don't have the same political ideas. And I'm sitting here and saying to myself, you're a fucking pastor, and you're saying that people in your flock should die because they don't agree with your political views? Are you fucking kidding me? And all James Talarico said to him is, "I'll pray for you." Which is one of the most powerful things you can say to somebody, because that's basically a way of saying fuck you with being respectful.
So another thing that bothers me too is when it comes to people in LGBTQ and all that, it's why the fuck does anyone else care what your sexuality is? They must have way too much free time. How would you possibly be condemned by a divine being of light for having sex in the way you wish to have sex? And like, imagine if the role was flipped and you did that to like people that believe that, and you're like, you can't have sex with your wife. Like, people would riot, people would freak out, they'd act the same way. So like, to me, freedom of expression is so fucking important, and if we don't have it, then we're no different than the ancient ancestors that used to kill each other because they were wearing a different crest. Like, we're a modern society that is going up, and so the religions and the churches and all those things should be going up too and changing their beliefs. Their beliefs cannot remain the same. It needs to adapt with society. Because if you're a Christian and you love Christ, right, that's great. I'm happy for you. But also you should love your neighbor, like in the book, right? And if your neighbor chooses to lay with another man, or a woman chooses to lay with another woman, you should love them too, otherwise you're a fucking hypocrite.
Did you know that Estonia technically has no official religion? Every other country in the world has official religion. Estonia is a country in Europe. There's no recognized religion because large part of people that live in that country don't believe that religion, don't believe in it. Which I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
So there's a cool quote, I think it's Socrates, he's like, I don't believe in God, nor am I an atheist. I believe in God, but not necessarily in some of the people that push God. It's like, okay, like when a Jehovah's Witness or someone along those lines comes up and knocks on your door, actively pushing their belief system. If you respond with your belief system, and you say like, well, this is what I believe instead, it usually doesn't pan out so well. It's more as like pushy. I don't fuck with the pushiness, the soliciting. Like, we each need to be able to have our own space and like be safe. Like in anything that you fucking believe in. If you believe in a cat god, which is a real thing, by the way, then you should be allowed to. And you are, but at the same time, then people are like, well, you're damned and all that stuff. Like, who are you to say that someone else is damned? Are you God? Are you a being? Are you an angel? Are you allowed to tell other people they're damned or that they're going to go to hell because they believe something different than you? And then it's the whole argument of like, well, it says like the non-believers will be damned to fire and all that stuff. It's like, well, how do you know that you're the one that isn't the non-believer for saying things like that? Because the message is about love. The people that got smited were the people doing grimy shit, and to me, that's some grimy shit.
So, if I'm speaking about, if I'm gonna be a hypocrite for a second, because I'll admit to it. So when people don't go to NA meetings anymore, or like when you said that you don't like NA anymore, my thing came out of my root argument was, it came out of fear, because I was afraid that you were gonna go back to using and possibly fuck up your life.
Which I haven't, by the way.
And I was right. But the difference is, a lot of Christians think that if I try to convert people to Christianity, their life would be not harmed. But the difference is between NA and Christianity is Christianity has a certain fucking Bible to it and a certain select of views and ideas. The difference in NA and I don't know about this. I don't know about AA. The difference is in NA is you can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe in. Just do the step work. That's different.
Respect all people's beliefs and faiths. To each their own, Baba.
Whoa. Respect is a two-way street, though.
Isn't it? I agree with you, bro. And as far as following the teachings of love in any faith, you should. Just don't do bad shit and don't follow teachings of hate, or you're no different than the people that you don't like. It's that simple. That's my closing remarks. You got anything else?
Nope.
That was some truth from J&J. Team up. Doses.